time ago. Now I get to introduce her. It's awesome. Her family, husband Tim, and her children are Avery, Davis, and Brooke. Her pet is Charlie. Her hobbies are interior design, reading, working out, walking, hiking, and traveling. Her burning desire is to retire in a small town, like Mason, maybe? Maybe smaller? All right, let's keep going.
I'll get my husband there.
Yeah. Something you may not know about me, she says, that chat says, you're more brand savvy than you give yourself credit for. A lot of the stuff you ask for isn't just marketing, it's identity building. You instinctively understand emotional connection sells better than stats. So her keys to success are fake it till you make it, nice matters, and leave people better than you found them. Give it up for Miss Sheila.
I don't know why, but I get nervous every time I do this. Apparently I'm not tall enough either. So most of you have met my team. I decided to do something a little different than invite my team with Angie, and then Chrissy is our assistant, Carrie, and then Alyssa is the newer add to the team, and then Tracy and Paula. We have, Carrie's been in the business for 15, and then the rest of us 20 plus, and Alyssa's probably about 5 years in. And if we don't know the answer to something, we'll find it, but most likely one of us will know the answer. If we don't, Wendy will find it for us. So that is my team, and I always tell you, if you don't like me, surely you'll like one of them. So, they're all amazing in a different way, and they have specializations in different areas. And then here's the team behind the team. So my husband will be married for 20 years in July. So when I met him, he was in Round Rock, I was in Marble Falls, so Georgetown is like neutral ground for us. So I got into real estate probably when we were married for 2 years. My first year I made about $16,000. My second year I made about 18. He's like, you might need to find something different. So, and he's absolutely amazing. He's so good to me. I was on a girls' trip and I had a brochure box. I ordered it from Amazon and said, here's some brochures. When you get the box, take it to Main Street and put it in the yard. So he calls me. I'm in Mexico on a girls' trip and I'm like, what? And he's like, the box isn't going to come in. So he went into Round Rock and bought the brochure box for me and put my brochure. So he is part of my team. My sister, yes, she is my #1 fan. She's a little bit older. My #1 fan before, basically, I was her first child, basically. My sister brought me up, gave me the confidence and encouragement to do some stuff that I would normally never do. And then Wendy is a rock star. Y'all think when you call me with a problem, like I'm cool as a cucumber, Wendy knows better. I lose my mind, and sometimes I call her on a Saturday morning, and she's like, you're calling me to tell me you love your job, right? When we're going through deals, like if we're having 5 transactions, and then one of our team members is out of town, and we're helping with that as well, just because you have 5 transactions, you're probably talking to 25, 30 different people within those transactions. So it gets a little stressful, but we figure it out. This is my little family. Avery just got married, so it's Tim, me, and then Ethan is our new son-in-law, Avery, and then Brooke, who works for Laura and Trish, and then Davis on the very end. Davis is 26, Brooke is 23, and Avery is 29. It's the other picture in Vegas. Who knows where Davis was? So there's that. This is just to give you perspective. This is when 2008 when I joined BNI. So Avery 11, Brooke 5, and Davis 8. And what caught that is they're all in the same order that they were. So this is me. I love BNI. If you know me at all, I am about givers gain. If I have a one-to-one with you, I always ask you, how can I help you? So there's my first member success program in 2008. So Stephanie and Michelle and I expect a party in 28. That picture too is Stephanie and I in the newspaper in 2008 when we did start the group. So this is my tracking for the life of BNI. Now that's just when they started tracking online. So in the life of BNI, I have received 188,000. I've received 326, but I've given 1,475, and then 1,959,000. That's pretty impressive. So, and my whole family is my kids call, or even my sister calls during BNI. I'm like, "Are you dead? You know that I'm in BNI." So, BNI is part of who I am. Experience that shows up. So I grew up in Marble Falls, right down the road in Georgetown, 20 years, not 21 years. And then in real estate since 2004, BNI 18 years. That's not networking, it's relationship. And then part of the team, we've been together for 15 years. My core is honesty, respect, reason, compassion, and courage, good citizenship, accountability, quality communication, and definitely self-disclosure. So what does that mean for you? It means I'm committed, I'm long game mindset, not a quitter, deeply ingrained in the community, and I love people hard. Even my clients, my neighbors, friends, they're all my circle, and I live, work, and play in Georgetown. So it ain't bragging if you done it. So our team, currently we're number 4 in Texas. I brought this up the other day, and I was like, we were number 11, and Tori's like, that's good. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not good. If you know me at all, I'm very competitive. Currently we're number 4. In 2025, we were number 6 in Texas, and then number 32 in the nation, and then our office was number 8. So, and this is one of the things our team put together probably about 12 years ago, closings for the community. So we all have a nonprofit that we're involved in. So we give a portion to our commission, of our commission to the nonprofit. Of course, everyone in here knows CASA is my love, and unfortunately it's my husband's love too now. So we are both very involved in CASA, and I love it very much. So thank you, Marissa. If you know me at all, I always do 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but use it in BNI because it always goes back to someone in BNI. And so this was actually one of the first houses. My husband will remember it's the War of the Roses house. You can have a one-to-one with me with all the stories. But this was actually a referral from Kathy Reyes, who worked at West Shore Law Firm. And then because we got this and sold it, this neighbor came over. It's a farmhouse on 20 acres, or I'm sorry, on 100 acres. This was 20, on 100 acres. And she said, well, if you can sell that house, then you can sell my house. And so I sold that house twice. Sold it the first time, and then people that bought it hired me to sell it. And then this house actually was, if you know Melanie Daly, she was in BNI, and I sold that house 2 times. And then this house on Main Street, I sold it 4 times. And what's so funny about that is John Montgomery had a son, Jeff Landfinger, and Jeff started BNI with us 18 years ago. My whole family knows Jeff, and so Jeff lives across the street from that house. And the last time I put it on the market, he said, good God, girl, how many times are you going to sell this house? But he would call me and say, hey, I see someone snooping around, or I see this and that. Well, then Jeff came this up for John, and Jeff called me the next day and wanted Michael's information. So it doesn't stop. It's just a cycle. It's not going fast. You can have a one-to-one with me, but if you know me at all, you know that I love babies so much, and that's the happiest. And see me in little Hudson, and got Boston and Charlotte, and then we have a new baby coming. Yes, so these are all my people, and yep, just my little family. And then this this is my secret weapon. If you guys are looking in Colorado, and of course, you know, you have favorites, and these are some of my absolute favorite. At the ponds in Oklahoma, at Mike, who actually sold my niece, I bought a house from him in Denver, and then these are we call ourselves the Wolf Pack. She's in California and he's in Dallas. And then this girl is an absolute genius, and she got me on the Claude, and she's in Arizona. So if you're looking somewhere, please ask me first, because I'll get you in touch with an amazing agent. Hot leads, I'm looking for sellers that are ready to move, first-time buyers. I love working with first-time buyers. I like to mom them. People relocating to any state, again, I know agents everywhere. And then seniors, I've kind of fallen into that this year, and I really am enjoying that. And of course, anyone with a ton of cash, I will welcome them any day of the week. And there we are. Thank you for trusting me. I know if you guys give me a referral or even a lead, please know that I take it very seriously, and love you in it.
Obviously, people are going to have a ton of stuff to say about Sheila. She's been in this chapter for a very long time. A lot of people have been in this chapter. I'd love to hear a couple of testimonials for her. I'll start. That's great. I'll give you a second to think and finish your mouth full of food. Sheila, and I've worked with Sheila's team since I came into that office, even a little before, 7 or 8 years. They're my absolute favorites. They are so much fun. They're professionals. They know what they're doing. Just total pros. I really, really enjoy working. So, and I've even had side conversations with Wendy. I'm like, she's like, who's your favorite? I'm like, oh, let me tell you. Here are your favorites. They're my favorites. So, anyway, all right, go.
Well, I just want to tell y'all that 6 degrees conversation that she had, what she absolutely did not include, and I think y'all should know this, is that our kids connected before we connected, even before BNI. And for those that remember BB's Home Cooking, which was on the Williams Drive, the kids were actually playing with their action figures when they were about the age of that picture that was before. That's how we connected. The kids started playing with their action figures, and they were in basketball, and we switched numbers, and I'm like, girl, I need to try to find a basketball place for my boy to play, and that's how, do you remember that? That is how we actually connected. Then we got together with BNI, sat in the same car, driving to find out if we could do this. And I looked at her and she looked at me, and we're like, we know each other. And it was literally almost a year later. And that's just amazing. And so that 6 degree goes well beyond that. You are amazing. Love you. Love the whole family. Good to see you, sister. And so all the things. And you too.
So I did business with Sheila this year, and man, I put her to work, I put Tim to work, I put Mike to work. So I put everybody to work. We had a really hard time with the builder representative, but Sheila really worked. She advocates for me, and so just from a business perspective, you would be doing yourself a disservice if you didn't choose her. So thanks for everything.
So Sheila was my first BNI one-to-one before I was BNI, and she gave me my first real estate shoot outside of my normal crew in Sun City. But she doesn't know this, but at that point in time that I had my one-on-one with her, I became even more inspired to trudge on, because I'm always between this, stay the path or go back to corporate America. So she gave me first boost of inspiration. This, stay the path. It's going to get better, just with her encouraging words and conversation.
Okay, so I just have to say, first of all, Sheila, thank you for just being who you are. You are such a shining light in our office, and you're so appreciated. But I also need to share with you guys, in the role that I'm in, I have the privilege of being able to read reviews and testimonials. I see everything that comes in for the office and for the agents, and hands down, the reviews and the testimonials that come in for Sheila and Empower 4 are like off the charts. And so I I wanted to make sure everybody knows that. You're amazing, and you really are the best little realtor.
Awesome. Very good. Okay, go on. We'll get one more. Go, Greg.
Her team, her and her team they're so great. I sold a house through her one time, and they will put no fewer than 2 people on it. So her and Tracy were always out there meeting with me. They didn't like our paint, so we had to repaint the house and fix a few things. But you know, it brought the value up, and we sold the house for a bunch of money. So I appreciate you and your team, Sheila.
That's awesome. Very good. Thank you. Great job. We're glad you're part. We're glad to be part. Thank you.